My name is Brandon Gailey, and I'd like to welcome you to today's strategy session of the Blog Millionaire. I'm going to cover the top link building strategy used by the pros. It's known as HARO sourcing. Now, if you don't know what HARO is, it's an acronym for Help a Reporter Out. Now, when you go to HARO, you're going to be able to choose whether you're a journalist or you're a source. When it comes to link building, you are going to want to select I'm a source. And once you select that, you're going to be able to find out more about what a source is and what the benefits are of HARO. And I'll cover this a little bit before we go into the actual details of the strategy for getting links. HARO has essentially 575,000 users, and they're connecting them to journalists. So the old school way of doing a press release and hoping that CNN or Fox News might pick it up doesn't work at all anymore. It's all about social networking, and HARO is the future of press releases because it is social networking press releases, bringing your journalists together with the people that will act as sources, give information to these journalists. And the way it works is they send out these requests made by journalists 3 times a day, 5:35 a.m., 12:35 p.m., and 5:35 p.m. And then you have the opportunity to find something that is up your avenue where you have experience on, and then you're going to send a pitch to that journalist, and they're going to say yes or no. Now, in regards to signing up for HARO, you've got a bunch of choices. You've got the free version, and then you've got a bunch of paid choices. The best thing to do is go with the standard version. The free version, it's going to be pretty hard to get links, and the standard version at $19 a month gives you everything you really need. You really don't need the advanced and the premium stuff, but for $19 a month, believe me, it is definitely worth it, because when you start getting links from Inc. magazine, CNN, Fox News, Wall Street Journal, just one of those links can make a huge difference for all the traffic that you're going to get, not to mention being able to use that as social proof if you want to put something on your website that shows that you've been seen in Inc. magazine, CNN, etc. Now, once you sign up, it's really important that you take the time to get your bio right. The bio is going to get read by every single journalist that is thinking about using you as a source. Now, I've gone ahead and showed you my bio because it uses a very simple formula where you get right to the meat of it in just a couple of sentences. Because at the end of the day, these journalists are on deadlines. They're trying to write an article and finish it. They don't have time to read a biopic that has 3 paragraphs in it. So what you want to try to do is get straight to it, knock it out in 3 sentences, and make yourself look awesome. Now, if you look at mine reads over 1 million people visit my small business blog every month, brandongailey.com. I am a serial entrepreneur that has founded several multi-million-dollar companies over the past 20 years. I am an expert on small business and marketing. My business and marketing consultant clients have a yearly revenue between $1 and $50 million. Now, what I went here is in the first sentence, I gave them some social proof so that they know I'm not just some random blogger that doesn't have anybody coming to my site. 1 million people says a lot when it comes to social proof. The next sentence, I talk about my experience, that I've been a serial entrepreneur and I've had several multi-million-dollar companies, and I've been around for 20 years. So I'm not a newbie. I have a lot of experience to lean on when it comes to giving them information as a source. And then I go in and tell them where my specific expertise is. I'm an expert in small business and marketing. And then finally, I talk about the size of the type of clients that I'm working with, because a lot of the sources that they're trying to get, they're asking specifically for people that are working with a certain type of clientele. So this gives them pretty much everything that they're looking for, but at the same time, puts a highlight on why I'm special and why they should choose me as a source. Then the next area is expertise. I don't overdo it and put down 20 or 30 different things, but it's good that you do about your 5 to 7 things that you have expertise on, so that this will give you a bunch of opportunities to go after and you're not just focused on one little niche. All right, now let's go in and take a look at what HARO looks on the inside. It starts with when you go to the home page, you go to the queries. HARO queries, or a query is basically a journalist who is looking for a source. And this is what it looks like for the master HARO list. The master HARO is basically all the stuff that's coming out across all categories. As you can see on the left-hand side under search results, the first one just states real quickly, door personality test, seeking experts to weigh in. And then on the right-hand side, you can click and see more about that query. So I went ahead and clicked on the comic books as retirement investment, and then the query says, why is it a bad idea to rely on collectible comic books to fund your retirement? Looking for insightful, lighthearted, or funny answers. So you can see that not every single request for a source is on finance or marketing. This is kind of a quirky area. And so if you have a comic book site or you're in that niche of an area, this allows you to, for a niche blog or niche business to be able to answer this question and get a quality link from a big time website, in this case, Investopedia.com. Now, the next thing that you can do with HARO queries is you can break it down by specific categories. They've got about 7 high-level categories. As you can see here, they have a business and finance, general, gift bag, high tech, lifestyle and fitness, and then one more that you can't see, which is travel. Because this is where the bulk of the request for sources comes from. Now, the best part of it, when you're talking about the $19 a month plan as opposed to the free plan, you're able to do specific queries targeting a keyword. So in my case, I'm always looking for journalists that are looking for a source related to marketing. So in this case, at the top, I put in marketing as my keyword, then I hit search, and then only requests related to marketing are to show up. So it makes it easier for me to sift through the different requests. Now, here is something that you want to watch out for. The experts never apply to anonymous sources. So as you can see on the left-hand side, highlighted in blue, under millennial stepmoms, you have anonymous there. All that means is that the reporter is not giving their website. And if they don't give their website, then it's hard to know whether it's worth taking the time to try to become a source for that reporter. Now, this is what you want to look for. You want to look for them having their name and their website listed. So highlighted in blue is business.com. So I can see exactly that this is where my link is going to show up if I get chosen as a source. And now the reason why this is so important is because this allows you to check the domain authority of the website where your link's going to show up. Because at the end of the day, if a website does not have a domain authority higher than 30, it is a complete waste of time of getting a link. Because even if you get a link to your website from a domain authority site that's less than 30, it's not going to make any difference. The higher the domain authority, the more value it is in regards to Google. And that is why this is really important. Now, all you have to do is take the domain name, then go to opensiteexplorer.org, or you can just type in Open Site Explorer into Google, and it's going to pull up this tool, which is a free tool by Moz. You don't have to do the paid version of the tool. The free tool is going to give you unlimited searches. And what you do is you just drop in the domain name, and it's going to show you what the domain authority is. As you can see, for business.com, the domain authority is 80, well above the 30 limit. But if you do encounter a domain name that is below 30, then go ahead and pass and don't take the time to apply, because every time that you do apply, it takes time, and your time is valuable, and you only want to focus on spending time on the things that will matter at the end of the day when it comes to your overall Google rankings and the traffic that you're going to get. Now let's look at the actual process of the pitch. And I'm going to walk you through a query and then show you how I came up with the pitch. So in this case, you go all the way down on the left-hand side, it's highlighted, politically incorrect marketing campaigns that worked for business.com. So I've already approved that business.com is above the domain authority threshold of 30. Now I'm going to look at the query, and the query reads, are you in the PR or marketing arena? Have you taken a chance on running a politically incorrect campaign that completely took off? If so, provide all of the following or you won't be considered. What was the company, product, or service? What was the campaign idea and why was it risky? What were the results? Be specific. Did it increase traffic, sales, followers, etc.? What are the downsides of playing it safe when it comes to marketing? And then it says requirements, must provide specific examples, must be willing to share across social media channels if selected as a source, must be willing to collaborate on a follow-up story if necessary. The point here is with these queries, a lot of them won't be as in-depth as this, where they're asking this many questions and having this many specific requirements. But I wanted to show you an example where they're asking a lot of you, because it's important that you craft your pitch to address their questions and let them know that you are going to be able to meet their requirements. So now you're looking at the pitch, and it's all within their website, so it's really easy to just work in there, drop the information, type it out, and knock it off. As you see at the top of the pitch, you get to choose your bio, and we talked about that earlier, and that's why it's important that you make sure your bio counts, because that bio is going to be sent to every person that you pitch to, and they always read the bio before they even look at the pitch. Now the next thing that you want to do is in the subject, always choose the name of their query. If you look on the left-hand side, the name of their query is politically incorrect marketing campaigns that worked. So I'm copying that word for word and putting that in as a subject. The reason for that is a lot of the journalists that are doing queries are doing multiple queries from their account, and they don't want to get confused and have to sift through the different responses to find and really read them before they know which article that it has to do with. So once again, the subject is always going to be the title of the query. Now when you look at my response, it says, I'm the CEO of a marketing company, and we recently ran a political incorrect campaign called How to Trump Up Your Business. It produced 25,000 website visitors, 211 sales, and over 15,000 new social followers. It was risky because it used some of Donald Trump's shock tactics as ways to get more visibility to a business. I will be willing to share across my social channels, which have over 200,000 followers. I will also be willing to collaborate on a follow-up story if necessary. So as you can see, I gave them the specific example of how to trump up your business. I addressed their question of wanting to have specific details of how many website visitors, sales, and social followers. And then I talked about why it was risky. And then finally, I addressed the requirements of sharing it across social networks and being able to collaborate on a follow-up story. And I made a point to mention that I have 200,000 followers, because that will sway them compared to someone else that may just have 500 followers. Now, if you only have 500 followers, then you're just going to say that I'm going to share it across all of my social channels. So now that we've covered the HARO strategy and just to show you some social proof of why you should listen to the strategies that I give out through YouTube and everything else that I talk about. Here's a screenshot of my blog's analytics. As you can see, I started blogging back in 2013, right around April is when I started. I just spent 4 to 5 years recovering from a brain tumor that had mentally and physically disabled me. So I was starting from scratch. No advertising, no networking, and nothing. So I was a nobody at the time and built this all off of my blogging system, which has to do a lot of this, the HARO and many other link building strategies that I'll talk about later. And as you can see, today I'm over 2 million monthly visitors. Now the reason I mention this is because I want you to take advantage of my free 3-part mini course, because during this 3-part mini course I go over all of my secret link building tactics like HARO, go deep into that and into several others that took my blog well beyond 1 million visitors. Now a few other things that I cover in the mini course is a quick review of how I built my blogging system and how I got to 1 million and how I got to 2 million. And then I go over my 3 big tactics for crafting blog posts that rank #1 on Google. There's 3 things that you can do every time you craft a blog post that can really make a difference between ranking #1 or ranking number 50. And then as I mentioned before, I'm going to cover my secret link building tactics that'll take your blog to 1 million visitors and beyond. And then finally, I'm going to go over my incredible Pinterest hack that I use that drives 200,000 monthly visitors to my site. That's right, 200,000 monthly visitors from Pinterest. And I'm going to show you how to use it, whether you're targeting women, targeting men, you got a business site, or you've got recipes. It doesn't matter. As I said, my site's all business, and I'm able to generate 200,000 monthly visitors from Pinterest. So this is going to work for pretty much anyone. So go on and click the link below the YouTube video now in the description. It'll take you to theblogmillionaire.com where you can get instant access to my free 3-part mini course, and you can find out all of my secret link building strategies, and I break them down all for you so that you can take your website to the next level.